Hi everyone, I'm Kristian Schow, currently an RA in Ireland Hall, hoping to be an RA lead next year. Let's jump right in, shall we? So as it pertains to the Hall Association question, last year, my first year here at St. Thomas, I was a programmer for the Northeast Hall Association. I dealt with a lot of the catering and just all the logistics and technical pieces of being able to present the events for the surrounding communities. Currently, I try to help out as much as I can with Ireland Hall Association. I try to help out Noah Copen and Ben Clark as much as I can. Obviously, I can't help out a ton, but what I can do to offer assistance and advice really seems to help when needed. So something that I think that I can really add to Hall Association as a whole is just knowing the nitty gritty, the technical aspects of it. So doing the budgeting, creating the catering orders, and just kind of working out the logistics of the event planning. I do have a lot of experience of knowing what's really effective and what's not so effective as it pertains to the specific groups that we're targeting. So with that piece, I think that I can really benefit Hall Association as a whole. Question number 2, Tommy Advantage. So the role that I really find myself as an RA working with Tommy Advantage is really just to make it more of an organic learning process, make it more fun and not so formal. I have seen in my past experiences that residents tend to kind of stray away or not really listen when Tommy Advantage is presented in a really formal manner. So for me, the best thing that I can do for Tommy Advantage is just to make it something that is fun, enjoyable, and that people know that they're getting a benefit out of. More specifically, my Tommy Advantage experience has been specifically with a resident who wasn't really connecting well on campus, couldn't really find any clubs to join, couldn't find a lot of friends, went home quite often. So he connected with me, and we kind of worked through some strategies to help him feel more connected on campus, such as taking initiative with hallmates and floor mates and kind of just making his own plans, as well as attending more events, joining the club fairs, and such. But a really thing that really helped this resident was utilizing the campus resources, and a lot of that was connecting with the right people. And so, with counseling and all the support systems that we had, just this past week, this resident came back to me and said that he's had so much more fun on campus, and so it really just goes to prove that Tommy Advantage works, and that being able to present Tommy Advantage effectively really helps residents. Question number 3, how do I pay attention to detail? Of course, I can give you the cliche answers of keeping an agenda, writing down lists, and just staying prioritized and organized. But of course, everybody has to do that in their lives. But for me with this position, a lot of it is just accountability. I set out to do a job, I'm going to do it. I know that there's more responsibilities with an RA lead position, but for me, it's just taking that accountability piece farther, keeping in contact with my hall or area directors, and keeping very good communication and being clear with their expectations for what they want the job, as well as any other supervisors that have expectations for how I go about my job. Question number 4, the final question, what's my experience with advisory meetings and how can I use that experience to impact meetings with our Associate Director of Res Life? So for me, a lot of my experience in the advisory roles kind of pertains to my freelance marketing and business operations that I've helped small businesses with in my hometown. So a lot of that being evaluating the current performance and the current methods and operations and the like of the business, and basically realigning them with their current goals, improving the processes along the way, and furthering greater business attraction and outreach to their customers. As it pertains to specific conversation topics that I feel like I can express with the Associate Director, I believe the University of St. Thomas does a phenomenal job right now with expressing their goals and expressing the procedures of how they want the resident advisors, operations managers, and department coordinators to fulfill those goals. Some things that I think that we could improve on would be a greater understanding of how the residents are, and a greater understanding of the authenticity of the residents. So occasionally we'll get a Tommy Advantage or something that we'll have to express to the residents and express the importance of, but it's really only scripted for those residents who are super eager and super passionate about res life. this might be that resident who you know for sure is going to be an RA or interested in res life in the future. But a lot of times we're not given the effective tools to be able to hit and reach those residents that don't actually care or aren't as interested in the res life program and just kind of want to go about their days. So I think being able to understand the authenticity and the actual involvement levels of the residents, kind of getting a feel from the RAs would greater impact the effective presentation of Tommy Advantage and other similar topics as well. But other than that, I think that St. Thomas has done a wonderful job so far as being very detailed and honest and authentic and genuine on what they expect from RAs and how they expect the RAs to go about fulfilling Res Life, the Department of Res Life goals in general. I wanted to thank you extensively for this interview, and I look forward to meeting with any Hall Association and, Hall Director. And if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be glad to reach out to you. Thank you guys, and have a great day. Bye.